Hi Luann, this is Mike from Stagecoach Road Vintage Sewing Machine, and this is your Singer 66, all restored and ready to come home. And this is the final test, just to show that everything's working as it should, and also we'll give you a little refresher on how to wind the bobbin and how to thread the machine and how to use the various controls. So to wind the bobbin, put your spool on the spool pin. Make sure you put a felt on. The felt helps keep the spool from spinning out of control. So go through the first thread guide there. Go around to the back of this little guide down here for the bobbin winder. You go into the back and around and into the front, kind of wrap it around there. Then you want to go into your bobbin from the inside out through the little hole there in the side. So get your thread started through that hole, and then you want to give it several wraps in this direction to kind of lock the thread in place. Then up onto your bobbin winder. Make sure you're still in your thread guide down here. You declutch the machine by turning the chrome knob in the center of the hand wheel towards you, 1/8 of a turn or so. You'll feel it stop. Then you press your bobbin winder down so it makes contact with the hand wheel. So with the machine declutched, the hand wheel will spin and the bobbin winder will wind, but it won't make the rest of the machine cycle. We can cut off this little tail here. We're not going to wind a full bobbin, we'll just wind enough to do a test. It's not exactly even, so I'll adjust that after we finish the video. Okay, take your bobbin off of there. Lift the bobbin winder tire up off of your hand wheel and tighten your clutch knob. To insert your bobbin, you want to have the thread coming off this direction. It's coming off the top, this way. Drop it into the center of the hook there, and there's a little notch right here on the edge of the bobbin case. You'll want to guide your thread into there and pull it until you feel it kind of click into place there. And then when you pull on the thread, you'll feel that there's just a little bit of tension on it. Not a lot, just a little. And that's ready to go. To thread your machine, again, make sure there's a felt on your spool pin. Put your spool on the pin, go through the first thread guide, and then between the 2 discs of the tension assembly. If you hold on to your spool, give it a little bit of tension so you can pull it up into the discs. There's a check spring down here, and you need to go into the end of your check spring here. Then when you pull down on it, you'll see it pull the check spring down. Go under the big thread guide and up through your take-up lever from right to left. There's a thread guide on the front of the machine, on the face. And there's a thread guide down here on the needle clamp. And then you're going to go through the eye of the needle from left to right. And it helps to drop your presser foot out of the way. Now, holding on to the end of the thread that you just threaded through the eye of the needle, turn your hand wheel towards you, one full revolution, and that will wrap the thread around the bobbin case and pick up your lower thread and bring it up through the hole in the needle plate. Put your thread between the toes of the presser foot and off towards the back of the machine. Now we're ready to sew. So you put your fabric under the presser foot. And using a little lever in the back, you drop your presser foot onto the fabric. Hold your threads as you start. And you never push or pull on the fabric. You let the machine move the fabric. If you pull on the fabric to help it along, you'll flex the needle a little bit and it will miss that tiny hole in the needle plate and shatter your needle and cause all sorts of problems that you don't want to have. Looks like a pretty well balanced stitch. This is your stitch length lever, and the closer you are to 0, which is this line here, the shorter your stitches will be. The further you get from 0, the longer your stitches will be. Above this line is reverse, or back tack. And same thing, starting close to the line, the stitches are small, and the further you get from the center line, the longer your stitches will be in reverse. So we're going to do a medium long stitch just because it makes it a little bit easier to see how tidy your stitches are. I mean, it makes it easier to see the individual stitches. I think we have just a little too much tension on there because it's causing the fabric to curl up a little. It looks good. This is a nice machine, nice and quiet and smooth. Yeah, your threads are nicely balanced on the top and the bottom. Let's see, stitch length, and this is your sewing foot pressure. That's what increases the pressure when you're using it. When you want to sew a heavier fabric, you need a little more pressure. Or if you want to decrease the pressure for a more delicate fabric, loosen the presser foot adjuster a little bit, and that gives you less pressure on your fabric. It doesn't seem like you have very good control of your fabric. You might want to add just a little bit more pressure. That's about it. Well, that's right. I think I need to replace the bulb. I think that the bulb is broken inside. I'll get that old bulb out, put a new bulb in for you. That's it. That's all of the controls there are on this machine. To oil your machine, if you use it occasionally, you want to oil it probably about once a month. If you use your machine every day, you'll want to oil it a little more often. Look in your user manual, and it will show you where you want to put your oil. It's very important to keep it oiled to make it run right and to preserve the machine. Occasionally you want to take out the 2 screws in the presser foot, not the presser foot, in the needle plate. There's a screw here and a screw here, and you'll want to take off the needle plate and brush the lint out of the feed dogs, vacuum it out, then oil it. Again, look in your user guide, and you want to use only sewing machine oil. You don't want to use 3-in-1 oil or WD-40. Sewing machine oil is the right stuff to use. And you don't need a lot, just a drop, maybe two at each movement point. That's about it. We're going to post this video to the internet for the other Singer 66 owners who don't have the benefit of a mom or a grandma to show them how to use their machine. So if you're just coming into this video from somewhere on the internet, we are Stagecoach Road Vintage Sewing Machine, and we've been doing this for 25 years or so, and we've restored over 1,000 worthy sewing machines. Unfortunately, we lost about half of our pictures in a tragic computer crash, but you can see pictures from the last 10 years or so. There's a few hundred pictures on our website. Some of the machines are for sale. You go to stagecoachroadsewing.com, stagecoachroadsewing.com, and you can see them there. If you see something you like that's for sale, you can buy it right there from the website. There's a little button you can click to buy it now. If you have mom's machine in the closet somewhere, or if you have a beautiful machine that you want to have restored, shoot us an email and we'll talk about getting your machine taken care of.